Okay, so we are looking at negative and rational exponents today. We won't get all the way through this section, but we'll get a good start on it. First thing I want to do is just talk about a couple exponent rules. We've mentioned these before, we did them at the beginning. But do you guys remember, what does a negative exponent do? We have these written down already. We did them the first couple days. Do you remember what the negative exponents did? Changed floors. If it was a negative on the top, it dropped down to the bottom. Negative on the bottom, moved it up to the top. If you are dividing, if I have like 3 to the 8th over 3 squared, what do you do with your exponents? Subtract them. Okay, the one piece that we haven't talked about, or that we didn't review earlier last week, was when your exponent is a fraction, what that means. So you want to write down this little piece right here. If you have something to the m over n power, the denominator becomes your index on the radical. And the numerator is an exponent. It can either go inside or outside our radical. So you don't necessarily have to write down the whole board, really just the part in the box is what you need. So for instance, if I had said like 8 to the 5/3 power, that's telling me to do the cube root of 8 and then take that to the 5th. You could also do the cube root of 8 to the 5th power, but I like to do the radical first just so I have smaller numbers to deal with. So it works either way. So we just want to practice simplifying a few things with the exponents here, making sure we're okay with that. I have quite a few examples. I'm probably just going to jump around, so if you guys can give me a little feedback, let me know if you know what we're doing, and I'll move on. So first example, 10 to the negative 3 power. What does a negative exponent mean? Changed floors. So this is just 1 over 10 to the 3rd. And we could even simplify 10 to the 3rd, which means 10 times 10 times 10, which would give me 1,000. If I have a negative out in front, if I said negative 5 to the negative 1, do those two negatives cancel each other? No. One is telling me the number is negative, one is telling me the exponent is negative. So that negative out in front is just going to stay, and you put your 5 on the bottom. So it's a negative 1/5. If I give you a fraction to a negative power, what happens to that? We don't want to write 1 over 4 over 9. We don't want a fraction in a fraction. So what would that negative do here? You have a fraction, you can just flip the whole thing. So this is like a 9/4 squared. And then you would have to square both pieces. So 9 squared is 81, 4 squared is 16. So 81/16. Are you guys okay with simplifying these problems? Let's look at some that I'm going to start throwing some more complex ones in here. So if I said 15 to the 8th over 15 to the 3rd, you can most certainly take 15 to the 8th power if you wanted, pull out your calculator, but that's going to be a huge number. Instead, let's simplify this first. What do I do with my exponents? Subtract them. 8 minus 3 is 5, so that's 15 to the 5th. In general, if it's a small number like 2 to the 5th, I want you to go ahead and simplify that. 15 to the 5th, if you put that in your calculator, you're getting a massive number, so you can just leave it as 15 to the 5th. I don't mind. B. There's a couple different ways of simplifying this. Give me one option. What could we do? Give me some kind of suggestion.
I don't know, could you since it's divide, you subtract?
Yeah. We could just subtract those exponents. Does it matter that one's positive and one's negative? No. We're dividing, so you could just subtract, just like we did on part A. When you do that, you're doing 4 minus -9. So we actually get y to the 13th power when we subtract those. The other option, I have some people that just really have something against negative exponents, and they see that and they don't want to deal with it. You could say, okay, this y to the -9th, if I wanted to write that without a negative exponent, it would just come up to the top, change floors. And then if you're multiplying, you add exponents. So you also get y to the 13th. So a couple different options. Okay, C. We have two pieces to simplify here. We have to simplify the numbers and the r's. So 35/25, if I divide those both by 5, I get a 7/5. My r's, and I should mention, how do I know if the r goes on the numerator or the denominator? Right, whichever exponent is bigger. So what's bigger, 6 or -4? 6, and the 6 is on top, so it's going to stay on top. So then these are dividing, you subtract your exponents. 6 minus -4 gives you 10. So 7r to the 10th over 5. Right, D. 34/51. We need to reduce that. If you need to, you can use your calculator. Remember, there is one on the Chromebook. We need that. What can I divide those by? Tell me what that fraction is in lowest terms. What'd you get, Julie? Yep. They're both divisible by 17, so we get a 2 over 3. Okay, do I have more A's on top or bottom? Bottom, so it's going to stay on the bottom. 12 minus 8 is 4. Are my B's going to be on the top or the bottom? Top. 11 minus 6 is 5. So 2b to the 5th over 3a to the 4th. Okay. We're just going to keep practicing with these exponents. Why don't you guys take a few minutes and try A and B on your own. No problem. So on A, we have to start with this -3 out here. You have to distribute that to the exponents already inside. So we have a 5x cubed. With a power to a power, what do you do with those exponents? Multiply. So -1 times -3 is 3, x to the -12. Okay, 2 to the 3rd means 2 times 2 times 2, that's 8. If I multiply, 5 times 8 is 40. What do you do with the exponents on your x's when you multiply those? Add them. So 3 plus -12 is -9. Am I done? We don't want our final answer to have a negative exponent. So I do have to go one more step. The negative exponent is only touching the x. Exponents only hit what's directly in front of them. So my 40 is going to stay, but my x goes down to the denominator and becomes a positive 9. So 40 over x to the 9th. B. 30 over 45, you can divide both of those by 15, and you get 2/3. Your r's, you could just subtract exponents. We have a 4 and a -6, so the 4 is bigger, so it will end on top. 4 minus -6 makes 4 plus 6, which is 10. My s's, I have a -9 and a 3, so the 3 is bigger. 3 minus -9 is 3 plus 9, which is 12. So 2r to the 10th over 3s to the 12th. Alright, let's do a really ugly one. There is not just one right way to start these problems. So a lot of different places you can begin. I am going to start, I think, by just distributing these exponents through. This -2, you have to take it to both the 4 and the b. Remember, if there's no exponent written on the 4, it's just like a 1. Power to a power, we multiply, so 1 times -2 is -2. B, 3 times -2 is -6. Next one, if we distribute, we get a 4. This is for the first, so 4 to the -3rd. B, -1 times -3 is +3. On the bottom, -1 times -4 is a +4. b 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. Okay, let's keep simplifying on the top. If I am multiplying those 4's, what do we do with their exponents? Add them. So negative 2 plus negative 3 is negative 5. With my b's, negative 6 plus 3 is negative 3. Okay, at this point, you guys tell me. We have two options. We could rewrite this so we don't have any negative exponents. Or we can just start simplifying the division. Which path do you guys want to take? Just go ahead and simplify, the negatives don't bother you? Okay. So what's bigger, negative 5 or 4? 4, so it's going to go down to the bottom. You're subtracting those exponents, so 4 minus negative 5 will give me a 9. My b's, negative 3 or negative 12, what's bigger? So it's going to stay on the top, and you're going to do negative 3 minus negative 12. So negative 3 plus 12, which is 9. If you wanted, you could multiply out 4 to the 9th. I don't really care which way we leave it. Questions there? Let's do a couple more, and then I'm going to stop for the day. I'm probably not going to do all of the examples on this slide. We're just going to jump around a little. Let's go ahead and take the first one. So the only difference here is I threw in some fraction exponents. But we're going to work it the same way. We have two parentheses. The first parenthesis, we've got this x and y. Second one, though, we have to worry about the 1/2 power out here. So I'm going to start in that second parenthesis and distribute my 1/2. Okay, so when you distribute that, you multiply your exponents, power to a power. So negative 2 times 1/2 is negative 1. Y, this is a y to the first, so 1 times 1/2 is 1/2. Now we're multiplying. You can multiply in any order, so we're going to just go ahead and multiply our x's together. When we do that, we add their exponents. So 2/3 plus negative 1 is a negative 1/3. Y, we're adding those exponents, so that's understood to be a 1. So 1 plus 1/2 is 3/2. I do prefer you write your fraction or your exponents as fractions instead of decimals, because we are going to start using radical sum. So I don't want to see 1.5. Just tell me 3/2. Okay, am I done? No. What can't I have here? So we have to drop the x down. So don't let the fraction throw you. You're still using all the same rules and going about it the same way. I think I'm going to go ahead and stop here. So let's talk about a few things. Tomorrow is the virtual learning day. So what I passed out yesterday, I'm giving you guys today, we have a quiz over sections 2, 3, and 4, which is all the homework you turned in today. So all the factoring stuff, the things we talked about yesterday with adding and subtracting your fractions, and those pieces. So I'm going to give that to you today. I'm going to grade it like a quiz. I guess it's not technically like a normal quiz because you're getting to take it home and do it, but that's what you're doing tomorrow when you're at home. Take that quiz, show me all of your work, because you will turn that in when I see you, because I'll see you guys on Friday. So you will give me that paper on Friday, and I am going to grade it like I would a quiz. So I'm expecting to understand exactly how you got your answer. If your work and your answer don't match up, you're not getting credit, okay? Thursday, I am going to finish section 5. So we're over halfway through that section now. It won't take me too long, but when you guys aren't here Thursday, either join my Google Meet or watch the video and I'll finish the section I started today. The assignment. And this is the assignment for both today and Thursday. There is an R.5 Math Excel assignment. So you are actually going to use your program. Now, you haven't ever used this before, so it's going to be a learning curve. When you log in, it should tell you your current assignment there. So you just click on it. It's like I don't remember, I was just looking at it. I think a 10-question assignment. So it's only 10 problems for both today and Thursday. I have it currently set up to not be due until 3 o'clock on Friday, so that gives you guys time on Friday morning when I have you in class. If you're having trouble with something in the program, I'll be able to answer your questions and you'll be able to get that fixed before you have to submit it. There is the option with the Math Excel, it's really nice. You can view similar problems. You get multiple tries to do a problem. If you miss it after 3 tries, it will count it wrong, but you can say, give me a similar problem, and it'll give you another one. You can earn back your points. So you have that option there. There's also a really nice Ask My Instructor button. So if you're working on it and you don't know how to type it in, or you don't know why it counted your answer wrong, you can just click that and it emails me your question, and you can type me, you know, whatever message. Like, I answered this and it counted it wrong. I'm not sure what my mistake was. And then I can help you that way. So go ahead and be starting that assignment. Don't wait until Thursday. Go ahead and start it. You can do a lot of it now, but it will be due by the end of the day on Friday.